A man arrested after attempting to break into a pharmacy, no high-density housing for Ivins City, and an update on Washington City's grass removal project.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Cannon Sechrist. A burglary suspect was arrested after a witness reported a break-in at a restaurant on Telegraph Street. During the investigation, it was revealed that there was an attempt to access the Stuckey family pharmacy through a hole in the wall. The suspect was identified as 27-year-old Darnell Price Jr. Security footage showed Price crawling through the shattered glass and matching the witness's description. Price has a previous criminal history that includes multiple burglary convictions and is facing charges of criminal mischief and burglary. The estimated damages of the stores exceed $5,100, and Price is being held without bail, while two other suspects are still at large. Price is also a person of interest in several unsolved burglaries that have been reported recently in the area. The Ivins City Council has recently rejected a request to develop high-density housing in the city. Here's Chris Reed with more on the meeting and some requests the council did approve.
In their last meeting of the year, and the last for 3/5 of its members, the Ivins City Council rejected a developer's rezoning request to develop high-density multifamily housing on 2 acres in the center of the city. They did approve a compromise that will allow the developers of the property at Main Street and 200 South to still develop the area into some single-family homes.
Thanks, Chris. Over a year ago, Washington County released a program that incentivized residents to remove their grass for more water-friendly turf. Maury Kessler has an update on how the program has done over the past year.
The Washington County Water Conservancy District is celebrating the first-year success of its grass removal rebate program with over 1 million square feet of turf removed from homes and businesses across the county. The program aims for the removal of turf that sees little to no use beyond being mowed and its replacement with more water-efficient landscaping. At a rebate rate of $2 per square foot of removed turf, the Water District has thus far paid out $1.8 million, which accounts for around 40% of the overall cost of the turf removal. The replacement of the turf also translates to an estimated annual savings of 45 million gallons of water annually. Doug Bennett, the Water District's conservation manager, shared comparisons of what that amount of removed turf looks like.
So I was talking to a colleague in southern Nevada, and he kind of rolled his eyes at my 1 million square feet. But for the size of our population, 1 million square feet would be the equivalent of 11 million square feet in a larger city like Las Vegas, right? So relative to the population in Washington County, the folks here are doing a tremendous amount of work. We've done a couple of conversions, and we said if that 1 million square feet was a single roll of sod like you would buy at the nursery, it would stretch from St. George all the way to Las Vegas, about 126-mile long piece of sod.
The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources has been fitting Utah's mule deer with tracking collars to help them keep tabs on their whereabouts. Here's Alicia Lundgren on how the organization captures the deer and what they plan to do with the data.
Starting December 18th, the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources began capturing and collaring mule deer in the Pine Valley Wildlife Management Unit, 65 deer total through Washington and Iron counties. The work will allow the division to collect data about the animals' migrations and survival rates. The deer were captured using net guns from helicopters. Once caught, their feet were bound and they were masked before being placed in bags and transported by air to the staging area. There, crew members fitted them with GPS collars and completed health assessments before releasing them back into the wild.
Thanks, Alicia. St. George News reporter Jesse Bang recently sat down with an artist who just recently moved to St. George and is proving that being a mother and an artist is possible.
Art has been a lifelong passion for Kimberly Ibsen, and she does everything from full-scale murals to canvas painting and everything in between.
So this piece is titled Many Mansions. It was done with acrylic and powdered graphite. This piece was actually on display at the Springville Museum of Art's Spring Salon a couple years ago. The meaning behind this piece is based off of the scripture talking about in heaven there are many mansions. And my interpretation of that is that there are just many different ways that we can all get where we're meant to go. That there are many mansions, that there's many paths, and that we'll all be taken care of in the end.
As a busy mother of 2, she's been able to include them both in her artwork. While Ibsen is new to the St. George area, she isn't new to art. She can't wait to paint the town and put her mark on southern Utah.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Cannon Sechrist of St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.